Mahindra Lifespace is the stock in focus because the company has got into a JV with Actis, and they're going to be investing around 2,200 crores in overall terms, and this will be to develop more on the industrial and logistics facilities across India. And now we are being joined by the MD and CEO of Mahindra Lifespaces, Mr. Arvind Subramanian. Thank you so much for joining us today on ETNow. Firstly, on this joint venture, can you just please tell us more a bit about this joint venture? What are the deals in terms, and how are you planning to fund this project?
So we've recently announced just yesterday a new joint venture with Actis to target real estate solutions for the industrial and logistics business. This, as you might know, is a space. Industrial parks is a space that Mahindra Lifespaces has been a leader and a pioneer of. And we've run the Mahindra World Cities in Chennai and Jaipur for almost over 20 years now. So in many ways, it's a natural extension of that business, but it does require specialized skills. And that was the reason we've set this up as a separate joint venture. Actis and Mahindra Lifespaces bring complementary capabilities to this. We know how to build large industrial parks with world-class infrastructure. Actis has both the capital as well as the operating know-how to run specialized real estate asset classes. And I'm very excited about the prospects for this new joint venture. We are envisaging that in the first phase of growth, we will target about 5 to 7 million square feet of built spaces. This would require a total investment in the region of between 2,000 to 2,500 crores. This includes both equity contribution as well as debt that we will raise for construction finance and other purposes. In this category, typically you would think of an equity debt ratio of about 30-70, which therefore means about 700 crores of equity contribution just to get to the first minimum viable scale, if we can call it that. And from there on, our ambitions are much larger.
Right, Mr. Subramanian, and this is Vinny joining in as well. What I do want to understand is what kind of revenues are you actually looking coming in from this segment, and by when will you start this joint venture?
So the venture started as of yesterday. We've signed the joint venture agreement, and in the process of putting the team together, we are going to seed this business with existing assets at the two Mahindra World Cities in Chennai and Jaipur. We've identified about 100 acres of land that will get acquired by this joint venture and developed over a period of time. So in that sense, it's a vertical start to the business.
Okay, but Mr. Arvind, that e-commerce and manufacturing segment account for the major demand for the grade A warehouses, and with interest rates being well above their COVID levels and expected to rise further, could have an impact on their investment cycles, which could lead to slower demand. What's your take on this?
Look, I think the long-term trend is still extremely positive. If we look at where consumer demand trends are pointing us to, as well as the kind of manufacturing investment that is now starting to snowball in India, both are extremely on an extremely bullish trajectory. So I see the mid to long-term trends extremely positive. The recent interest rate hikes, are not unexpected. It was foreseen by most of us and most of the clients. So it's already been factored into the business plans and expansion plans that these clients have. So I don't see it being a significant dampener on these investments.
My last question is actually, in the last decade, when we look at your revenues coming in, they've been quite stagnant. So what are your expansion plans for the residential and commercial segment for FY23, FY24, and what kind of growth, could we be expecting going ahead now?
So we have set ourselves as in Mahindra Lifespace a target of getting to about 2,500 crores of residential sales and 500 crores of industrial leasing by 2025. So that would mean almost a threefold growth in the residential business, and if one were to take 2021 as a base year, a fivefold growth in the industrial leasing business. FY22 was an extremely strong year. We did about 1,000 crores of residential sales and 300 crores of industrial leasing. We continue to be on a strong trajectory. Quarter one of FY23 has been very strong as well. And we are seeing a good pipeline into the rest of this year. So we are well on course to achieving those first set of milestones that we set for ourselves.
Okay, with this, we'll let you go on that, Mr. Arvind Subramanian. Thank you so much for joining us today at ETNow and telling our viewers what to expect from this joint venture and what are the future plans for the company.